Did you try and replace track and field and athletics in your life kind of right away, or was it something that it wasn't as big or urgent?
Yeah. I'm someone who's big on closure. Like if I feel like if I have closure on something, like I'm not the person, it's great to like go through your emotions and process them and like sit in like your own emotions and all of that, but it's not okay to like stay there. So I find it's a really hard place for me if I feel like I'm being complacent or I feel like I'm not doing anything or I feel like things aren't changing or I'm not feeling better. I just hate like all of that. Like really am not a fan of it. So once I knew that track was going to be done, like I knew I was having hip surgery that next week. Like I knew I was going to run outdoor. Like I knew I was going to graduate, in a few months. And I knew that I was going to, open my office with Vector and everything. And so I knew that I was like closing that chapter, and I was okay with that because I took the time to like really process that. So obviously, having surgery, I wasn't able to kind of fill that right away, like athletically, like, but once I went through rehab and everything, it was great, still being able to go on runs and, go on hikes and do all of that stuff and play some, intramural sports in Fort Wayne, like volleyball and whatnot. So that was awesome. But I think how I filled the track and field void was I'm like, okay, cool. As soon as I'm done with track, I'm like all in like my post grad life. Like I'm all in the professional life. I took my finals like a month early, so I can move down to Indy a month before graduation, a month before finals were even here, so I could just move down there and get started right away as soon as I was able to drive and all of that stuff. And I was just super eager to get on with the next part of my life because I knew what I was doing once I graduated. And a lot of people like don't get there at that point
Right.
yet. So since I knew what I was going to be doing, it was really easy for me to go ahead and move on to the next step, like close that door, another one opens. Because the only thing that was holding me back between, moving to Indy and doing my personal life was track. And that was pretty much it. Like I was pretty much done with all my classes. My classes weren't difficult. I was taking mostly electives at that point, typical senior year things. And yeah, it wasn't difficult, that transition. And then filling that void, I was just full preparation mode to opening my office and starting the biz and all of that stuff and rehabbing and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. That type of clarity that you have right after you graduate and going into your next act is absolutely huge. So that's awesome that you're able to find that and then kind of go right into it.